coming down the road. It's pulling off to the side. See the big Anameus. Little Mission Flyer Jr. Show him, tell him what kind of car this is.
This is a 2007 Honda Civic LX, 5-speed manual transmission.
See that? Save the manuals. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog from the great rainy state of Florida today. It's rainy. I think there's supposed to be a tropical storm headed this way. I think her name is Elsa. So just gonna be a quick video about insurance and what it costs to insure a new teenage driver in your household. And if you guys hadn't got a chance, go back and check my previous video that I did on Tool Time Thursday about generators and how generators probably gonna come in handy this weekend depending on if the power goes out or not. But this video today is about the cost of insuring a brand new 16-year-old driver. And guys, as usual, if this is not your first time, or even if it's your first time checking out the channel, definitely tap that subscribe button down below, bell icon, ding, for future upload. Like, share, and comment on the videos. It doesn't cost a thing. A lot of people may think that insuring a teenage driver is gonna be pretty expensive. Depending on the state you're in, it is. But we kind of did our research. At first, we added my son, he just got his license, to our insurance policy. In Florida, we have Geico. I've been with Geico for 3 years now. Previous to that, I was with State Farm for like 19 or 20 years. And then they they dropped me after having to pay 3 claims out. One, well, I wouldn't say how it would work. One wasn't our fault because we had a windshield replaced on one of our vehicles and the company messed it up and cut the dashboard and all this other stuff, so they had to go back and give us new dashboard, pillars, new windshield, everything like that. They were supposed to go back and get the money from the glass company that did the job. They never did, so that ended up being on us. The next one was in my Hellcat, where I ran over some stuff on the highway and it tore up underneath the car and my wheel, so they had to pay that. And then I guess after that it was like, man, you had like 2 to 3 claims in 20 years. I guess it's time to drop me. So I went to Geico. But back to the main topic of the video, how much it costs to insure a brand new driver. So we added him to our policy first, and it ended up being like $220 a month just to have him on the policy with his own car, because you have a choice to pick who's the primary driver on which vehicle. So we have 5 vehicles that's currently insured, full coverage. So the Hellcat, the 2021 Jeep, the 2020 Ram 3500, and our Pontiac GTO are all our, and the Honda Civic that he drives is the current, all the current vehicles on the policy. So to add him to original to your policy, it was $221 a month just for him alone to be added to the policy. So I called Geico. I was like, hey, the quote I got originally was gonna be like $100. I was like, so why now it's $200? So they went and explained, because he's on the policy with all the vehicles, they have to put him on all the vehicles to be insured, to include the Hellcat. With a 16-year-old driver, no bueno. So there are certain states, I know for a fact, Texas and Florida, I'm not sure what other states there is that have this, but as a brand new driver, he could get his own insurance under his own name, separate to us. So that's what we did. So we end up getting him his own insurance through Geico, and it ended up only being $135 a month to insure just him. But he's still covered if he drive any of our vehicle, and say meet in an accident, because they said as long as we gave him permission to drive those vehicles, the insurance would cover him as well. So for his 2007 Honda Civic LX, it costs $135 and some change per month for him to have his own insurance. So that's a savings of about almost $100, if not, to have him on his own policy. So you may want to check, if you're going to have a new teen driver in your house, check to see if your state is one of the states that allows them to get their own insurance. So what get him his own insurance is, it helps him build his credit, gives him insurance credit, so that helps him out later on. So within 6 months, if he don't have an accident or a claim or anything, his insurance will go down a little bit more per month, below the $135. So we figured, you know, that's better to have him on his own insurance. He's building insurance credit, and along with his regular credit, he gets to build that as well. So that's the route we decided to go, and it's actually, you know, better. But the only thing is, we still pay his insurance once, because that's the agreement we have. If he's in school, even though he has a job, if he's in school, as long as he's in school, we're gonna pay his insurance for him. So that's not a problem. So like, I called to set up the automatic payments for him with my account. They wouldn't even talk to me. I had to call him. They had to call him to give, he had to give them permission for me to set up payments on his account. That's crazy how fast they grow up, and now that he has his own insurance, and he has to give me permission to make changes or anything to his account. So I think that's pretty good. Saves a little bit of money, and then also when he goes out on his own and he assumes his own insurance, he'll already have some insurance credit. His rates will be lower, barring he has no tickets or accidents, so that would be good. So we'll kind of go over like what is involved. So as I said, he has a 2007 Civic. You know, we bought that straight up, so it was like not necessarily doesn't need full coverage, but we have everything else except for his car in a collision. So if he's in a collision, they pay everybody else, but they won't pay his car. But we have comprehensive that covers all this stuff, to include windshields, where you get 2 windshields a year free. In Florida, with a Florida insurance, you get 2 windshields a year free. So that covers the his windshield deductible. He has $20,000 per person liability, and then $25,000 per occurrence for property damage. So that covers him pretty well, but it's not what I was gonna say, but it's, yeah, that covers him pretty well. So that doesn't include collision of his car. So, but later on, if he wants to do full coverage for his car, he can, but I didn't think it was worth the added amount of money. By the time, say within a year to even 6 months, the amount difference that they're gonna charge for full coverage is gonna end up being more than what his car is actually worth. So that's another thing to think about. Do you really need full coverage? Depending on the value of the vehicle. But of course, if the vehicle that your child is driving is financed, it has to be full coverage per Florida rules. So the car is in his name. I think the vehicle has to be in their name as well for them to get their own insurance. So it was kind of easy because he's a junior, so my name is his name. So it's already in his name technically. So that's the only other thing, is that the vehicle has to be in his name, or at least a co-owner on the vehicle, for them to consider giving them their own insurance. So he just got his license, but in Florida you have to be 15. You have to have minimum age of 15 to get your permit. You have to have your permit for a year before you can get your driver's license. So after a year, he could go and get his test. So they actually gave him credit for the year he had his permit. We paid for him to go to for driving school. So that's kind of counts as like defensive driving. If your school have a driver's ed program, that qualifies as well. He had too many other activities like band, football, so he couldn't do another elective of the driving school course. So we just paid for him to do that, and that covers up to, I believe, 8 driving on the highway, defensive driving, and offensive driving, and up to his license. And I believe that was about $900 for that course. But that includes for him to drive up to and to get his license. And they come and pick him up. They drive for a minimum of an hour, and then they bring him back home, and they drive their own vehicles. And the vehicle that he was practicing this whole time is the same vehicle that they allow him to take his driver's test in. So that's kind of good. If you have a vehicle that you want your teenager to drive, you may get them a car ahead of time, or one that you have that you know you're gonna give to them. You let them drive that so that they're comfortable during the driving test. And it's just so much easier for them to transition to drive on their own. So that's just a quick rundown. Look into your state to see if having an insurance by themselves is more advantageous or beneficial than them being added to your insurance. And I'm positive they said not all states participate in it, but Florida and Texas for sure, I know, participated as far as Geico is concerned. So, you know, it's a car channel, family channel, car channel, so always want to give anything I learn, I'll pass it on to you guys, and vice versa. You just, you know, I want to be a channel you come here for information, anything about you know, car related or anything like that. So I want to thank you guys for rocking with us, checking out the videos, and definitely come back and check out the next videos that I got going on. I have the build going on the drag pack build that I'm gonna do with my Hellcat, along with a bunch of other stuff with the Ram, the Jeep, and the GTO, and another project that I have coming up. And I also have a big giveaway that I'm gonna announce in August. So I got I'm teaming up with a big company, and we're gonna pass on some of the stuff that I have onto you guys in the form of a giveaway. So definitely subscribe to the channel, come back, check the videos out, so you'll see what the big giveaway is gonna be from me to you guys. And as usual guys, thanks for rocking with me, checking out the videos, and until the next videos, peace.
I don't know what sleep is. I got a queen, she lit me the evening. She ripe like a peach and she snapped me the snippet. You well overdue for that link up in person. Text me to fall through a murder, she wrote it. Still up with courage, you're doing a service. Pull up to the crib, I'm equipped with the brush strokes. Cutthroat from the low when no love goes. Women buddy like a